the NFL, which usually at this time is the least interesting part of the season around May to like July-ish till training camp really gets going. Well, usually there's no news, but some people got to be stupid, Quinn. The DQ Frenzy News. Players can't stop getting arrested. Specifically, Green Bay's own Josh Jacobs. So yesterday he was arrested and he was charged on 5 counts of domestic abuse, including battery, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, intimidation, and strangulation and suffocation. Boy, that's just lovely to hear that. And as of recording just hours ago, he did get released. The DA stated that his office is not prepared to file formal charges yet because they need more evidence. And obviously, Jacobs is plead innocent to all this as usual, but we're not going to know any details for a little bit. But yeah, boy, this just happened out of nowhere on a random Tuesday, and this is pretty crucial to Green Bay depending on what happens. I mean, I don't want to express my opinion until we truly know what happens, but similar to the little Cleveland Browns player, I feel like these aren't just, to me, accusations that are randomly thrown out there. 5 of these domestic disputes? That's not a good look. It's actually, he has more domestic disputes than 1,000-yard seasons, fun fact for you. The Packers might be screwed if this gets worse because their running back depth chart is a whole lot of nothing, a whole lot of filler. And looking at free agency, who they could possibly get, what do we got? We got Najee, Pirate Harris, we got Joe Mixon. I mean, the Cardinals have one too many running backs. Maybe they'll go get Algier or something, or God forbid James Conner off of injury. I don't know what Green Bay could do. Knowing the NFL and knowing how they handle these, he'll get suspended like 2 games and come back if he's not in jail or prison. But more players doing stupid things seems to be the skill positions that love to have these things happen to them the most. Running backs, receivers, they just love to get in trouble. Quinn, what are your thoughts on this? This is a team that just had a bunch of ACL injuries, brutal playoff loss. They can't afford to lose any more guys. So, what do you think, Packers
It's really
fan?
it's a shame these accusations don't just appear out of nowhere. It's a shame that there's so many. It feels like so many players throughout the years that get these sort of domestic abuse charges, and it's just, guys, what are we doing? Come on. But yeah, the Packers. Yeah, I don't know what will happen. Like you said, it'd probably be something that's like won't be very conclusive investigation wise, and then they'll just get suspended for like 4 games, and then just be like, oh yeah, but you can still play football because we don't care about what you do off the field. But no, I think it's sad, and I mean it's rough for the Packers. Like you said, there's not really a lot of running backs in their good running backs on their team. So yeah, I don't know if they trade for Algier. Or, the Eagles have big speed. We use him, but we don't use him that much. I don't know if they try and trade for him because he did pretty well last year. But no, it's not a great position for the Packers or Jacobs.
Looking at their depth chart, Quinn, they got Chris Brooks, Marshawn Lloyd, and then their 4 stringers Pierre Strong Jr., which somehow I'm familiar with him the most
Yeah,
out of anybody, which is crazy. Yeah, and Brooks hasn't played much at all. He only has carried the ball 27 times in his career for 106 yards, and that's it. Like, he really hasn't been on the field that much. I think he hasn't had many starts in general. I think he's only had like 10 starts in college as well. So he's not that experienced. Neither is Lloyd or Strong Jr. It's all a bunch of young, late draft picks, is what I'm seeing. So,
not really a
yeah,
great look for the Packers in general either.
no.
Their own, they have no running backs besides one guy.
I mean, they're trying to figure out the other skill position receivers and trying to see what sticks, let alone this. This is the last guy they could afford to have to be either forced to cut or the dude ends up in prison. And even in free agency, nothing looks enticing. Why I don't want a Joe Mixon that I feel like disappeared into the Sahara, or one-eyed Najee Harris that all of a sudden became injury prone. There's just really not a lot out there, but they might not have a choice if this happens. Like, I really somehow think, as crazy as this is, he came off a brutal injury, that James Conner might not be the worst move to make. I don't know. Tyrod Taylor's one of their backups. Maybe he could be a running back. I don't know. Just something, but hey, at least it's a headline for us to have, even if it's for the negative reasons. But again, we just have to be on standby for that and understand, because he did get released, so it seems like this might be taken to court and this might take a bit. And we don't know the details of what his status is.